One cold morning in the busy streets of Chicago, a homeless man named Marcus walked slowly through the sidewalk, carrying everything he owned in a worn backpack. His clothes were old and dirty. His shoes had holes in them, and his face showed the hard life he had been living for many years. Marcus had not always been homeless. Years ago, he had worked as a construction worker. He had a small apartment. He had friends. He had a normal life. But everything changed when he lost his job during an economic crisis. Bills piled up. Rent became impossible to pay. And slowly, Marcus found himself on the streets. That was 5 years ago. Now at 52 years old, Marcus survived by collecting bottles and cans from trash bins. He sold them at recycling centers for a few dollars. Some days he made enough money to buy food. Other days he went hungry, but Marcus never begged. He had his pride and he refused to lose it. On this particular morning, Marcus was walking past a large office building when he noticed something unusual. A well-dressed elderly man was sitting on the ground near the entrance. The man looked pale and weak. His expensive suit was dusty, and his breathing seemed difficult. Marcus stopped walking. Other people passed by quickly without looking. Some glanced at the man but kept moving. No one stopped to help. Marcus walked closer. "Sir," he said gently, "are you okay?" The elderly man looked up slowly. His eyes were tired. "Help me," he whispered. "Please." Marcus knelt down beside him. "What happened?" he asked. The man struggled to speak. "My heart," he said weakly. "I need my medicine." "Where is your medicine?" Marcus asked. The man pointed to a small pill bottle that had rolled a few feet away. Marcus quickly picked it up and handed it to him. The elderly man took a pill with shaking hands. After a few moments, his breathing became slightly better. "Thank you," the man said quietly. Marcus helped him sit up properly against the wall. "Do you need me to call someone?" he asked. The elderly man nodded slowly. "My driver," he said. "He should be here soon." Marcus stayed with him. A few minutes later, a black luxury car pulled up to the building. A man in a driver's uniform stepped out quickly. "Mr. Harrison," the driver called out in panic. He rushed over and helped the elderly man stand up. "Are you all right, sir?" "I'm fine now," Mr. Harrison replied, "thanks to this man." The driver looked at Marcus for the first time. His expression changed when he noticed Marcus's appearance, but Mr. Harrison spoke again. "He helped me when no one else would," Mr. Harrison said. The driver nodded respectfully. "Thank you, sir," he said to Marcus. Marcus simply nodded. "I'm glad he's okay," he replied. Mr. Harrison looked at Marcus carefully. "What is your name?" he asked. "Marcus, sir." Mr. Harrison extended his hand. "Thank you, Marcus." Marcus shook his hand gently. Then Mr. Harrison got into the car with the driver's help. As the car drove away, Marcus stood there for a moment. Then he turned and continued walking down the street. He did not expect to see that man again. But 3 days later, something unexpected happened. Marcus was sitting on a bench in a small park, eating a sandwich he had bought with the little money he made that day. Suddenly, the same black luxury car pulled up near the park. The driver stepped out and walked toward Marcus. "Excuse me," the driver said. "Are you Marcus?" Marcus looked up in surprise. "Yes," he replied. "Mr. Harrison would like to speak with you," the driver said. Marcus hesitated. "Why?" he asked. He did not say, the driver replied, "but he asked me to find you." Marcus slowly stood up. He followed the driver to the car. When the back door opened, Mr. Harrison was sitting inside. He looked much better than he had a few days ago. "Marcus," Mr. Harrison said with a warm smile, "please sit down." Marcus climbed into the car carefully. The driver closed the door and walked back to the front seat. Mr. Harrison looked at Marcus. "I wanted to thank you properly," he said. "You did not have to," Marcus replied. "I know," Mr. Harrison said, "but you did anyway." There was a brief silence. Then Mr. Harrison spoke again. "I have been thinking about you since that day," he said. Marcus did not know what to say. Mr. Harrison continued. "Most people walked past me that morning, but you stopped. You helped me even though you clearly have very little yourself." Marcus looked down. "It was the right thing to do," he said quietly. Mr. Harrison nodded. "That is exactly why I want to offer you something." Marcus looked up. "Offer me what?" "A job," Mr. Harrison said. Marcus blinked in surprise. "A job?" "Yes," Mr. Harrison replied. "I need someone I can trust. Someone with a good heart." Marcus shook his head slowly. "Sir, I appreciate it, but I have not worked in years. I do not think I am the right person." Mr. Harrison smiled gently. "I am not asking you to run my company," he said. "I just need someone to help me with small tasks. Someone who can stay with me and assist me when I need it." Marcus was quiet for a moment. "Why me?" he asked. "Because you helped me when you had no reason to," Mr. Harrison replied. "That tells me more about your character than any resume ever could." Marcus felt something strange in his chest. Hope. It had been so long since he felt it. "All right," Marcus said quietly. "I will try." Mr. Harrison's face brightened. "Good," he said. "We will start tomorrow. The driver will pick you up from this park in the morning." Marcus nodded slowly. "Thank you, sir," he said. Mr. Harrison reached out and shook his hand firmly. "No, Marcus, thank you." The next morning, Marcus woke up early. He had spent the night in a shelter. He cleaned himself up as much as he could and waited at the park. When the black car arrived, the driver stepped out and greeted him politely. "Good morning, Marcus." "Good morning," Marcus replied. The driver opened the door for him. Marcus climbed in, still feeling like this was all a dream. They drove to a large mansion on the outskirts of the city. When Marcus stepped out of the car, he could not believe what he was seeing. The house was enormous. It had tall gates, a beautiful garden, and large windows that reflected the morning sun. The driver led Marcus inside. The interior was even more impressive. Expensive furniture filled the rooms. Paintings hung on the walls. Everything looked clean and perfectly arranged. Mr. Harrison was sitting in a large living room. He stood up when Marcus entered. "Welcome, Marcus," he said warmly. Marcus looked around slowly. "This place is beautiful," he said. Mr. Harrison smiled. "It is just a house," he replied, "but I am glad you are here." Over the next few days, Marcus began his new life. His job was simple. He helped Mr. Harrison with small tasks around the house. He brought him his medicine on time. He helped him move around when his legs felt weak. He kept him company during meals. And slowly, the two men began to talk. Mr. Harrison told Marcus about his life. He had built a successful business many years ago. He had been married once, but his wife had passed away. They never had children. Now, in his old age, Mr. Harrison lived alone in the big house with only his staff. Marcus also shared his story. He told Mr. Harrison about losing his job, his home, and his hope. Mr. Harrison listened carefully without judgment. One evening, as they sat together in the living room, Mr. Harrison spoke. "Marcus," he said, "I want to ask you something." Marcus looked at him. "What is it, sir?" Mr. Harrison hesitated. Then he said, "I am not well." Marcus frowned. "What do you mean?" Mr. Harrison sighed. "My heart condition is serious," he said. "The doctors have told me I do not have much time left." Marcus felt his chest tight. "How long?" he asked quietly. "A few months," Mr. Harrison replied, "maybe less." The room became silent. "I am sorry," Marcus said softly. Mr. Harrison smiled gently. "Do not be," he said. "I have lived a long life. But there is something I need to do before I go." Marcus waited. Mr. Harrison continued. "I have been alone for many years," he said. "I have money but no family, no one who truly cares about me." His voice became quieter. "But you, Marcus, you cared about me when I was a stranger on the street." Marcus did not know what to say. Mr. Harrison looked at him. "I want to leave everything to you," he said. Marcus's eyes widened. "What?" "My estate, my money, everything," Mr. Harrison said. "I want you to have it." Marcus quickly shook his head. "No, sir, I cannot accept that." "Why not?" Mr. Harrison asked. "Because I did not help you for money," Marcus replied. "I helped you because it was right." Mr. Harrison smiled. "I know," he said. "That is exactly why I want to give it to you." Marcus stood up. "Sir, this is too much." "Please sit down," Mr. Harrison said gently. Marcus sat back down slowly. "Listen to me," Mr. Harrison said. "I have thought about this carefully. I have no children, no close family. If I do not leave my wealth to someone, it will go to distant relatives who never cared about me." Marcus listened quietly. "But you," Mr. Harrison continued, "you have shown me kindness without expecting anything in return. That is rare." Marcus looked down. "I do not know what to say." "Say you will accept it," Mr. Harrison replied. Marcus was silent for a long time. Then he finally spoke. "If you truly want to do this," he said slowly, "then I will accept it, but only on one condition." Mr. Harrison raised an eyebrow. "What condition?" "Let me take care of you," Marcus said. "For however long you have left, let me stay with you and help you." Mr. Harrison's eyes became wet with emotion. "You would do that?" he asked. "Yes," Marcus replied. "You gave me hope when I had none. The least I can do is give you company when you need it." Mr. Harrison reached out and held Marcus's hand. "Thank you," he said quietly. From that day forward, Marcus stayed by Mr. Harrison's side. He made sure Mr. Harrison took his medicine on time. He prepared his meals. He helped him walk around the garden. And most importantly, he gave him companionship. They spent hours talking about life, memories, and dreams. Mr. Harrison shared stories from his youth. Marcus listened carefully and sometimes shared his own. In the evenings, they sat together and watched old movies. Mr. Harrison's health slowly began to decline. Some days he felt strong enough to walk around. Other days he could barely get out of bed. But no matter how weak he became, Marcus never left his side. One night, Mr. Harrison woke up struggling to breathe. Marcus immediately called the doctor. The doctor arrived quickly and gave Mr. Harrison medicine to stabilize him. After the doctor left, Marcus sat beside Mr. Harrison's bed. "You should rest," Mr. Harrison said weakly. "I am fine here," Marcus replied. Mr. Harrison looked at him. "You have been so kind to me," he said. Marcus smiled gently. "You changed my life, sir. I owe you everything." Mr. Harrison shook his head slowly. "No, Marcus, you saved mine." The weeks passed and Mr. Harrison's condition worsened. He could no longer walk without help. His breathing became more difficult, and his energy faded day by day. But through it all, Marcus remained by his side. He read to him when Mr. Harrison could not sleep. He held his hand when the pain became too much. And he made sure Mr. Harrison never felt alone. One quiet afternoon, Mr. Harrison called Marcus to his bedside. "Marcus," he said softly. "Yes, sir," Marcus replied. "I need you to promise me something," Mr. Harrison said. Marcus leaned closer. "What is it?" "When I am gone," Mr. Harrison said, "I want you to use the money wisely." Marcus nodded. "I will." Mr. Harrison continued. "Help people who need it, people like you once were." Marcus felt tears forming in his eyes. "I promise," he said. Mr. Harrison smiled weakly. "Good," he said. Then he closed his eyes and rested. 2 days later, Mr. Harrison passed away peacefully in his sleep. Marcus was sitting beside him when it happened. He held Mr. Harrison's hand and cried quietly. The funeral was small. A few business associates attended. The staff from the house came, and Marcus stood at the front saying a few words about the man who had changed his life. After the funeral, the lawyer read Mr. Harrison's will. As promised, Mr. Harrison had left everything to Marcus. The house, the money, the businesses. Everything. Marcus stood in the large mansion, now alone. He looked around at the expensive furniture and the beautiful rooms. For a moment, he felt lost. But then he remembered his promise. Over the next few months, Marcus began to change his life. He sold the large mansion and moved into a smaller, comfortable home. Then he used the money Mr. Harrison had left him to start a foundation. The foundation's mission was simple: to help homeless people get back on their feet. Marcus opened shelters across the city. He provided job training programs. He offered free meals and medical care. And he personally visited the shelters to talk with the people staying there, because Marcus understood their struggles. He had lived through them. One day, while visiting one of the shelters, Marcus met a young man named David. David had lost his job and his home just like Marcus had years ago. Marcus sat down beside him. "What happened?" Marcus asked gently. David told his story. Marcus listened carefully. When David finished, Marcus spoke. "I know how you feel," he said. David looked at him. "How could you?" he asked. "Because I was homeless too," Marcus replied. David's eyes widened in surprise. Marcus smiled. "But someone gave me a chance," he continued. "And now I want to give you one." Over the next few weeks, Marcus helped David find a job. He provided him with clean clothes and a place to stay. And slowly, David began to rebuild his life. Months later, David came to visit Marcus. He was wearing a clean suit and had a smile on his face. "I got promoted," David said proudly. Marcus smiled widely. "I am so proud of you." David's eyes became emotional. "Thank you," he said. "You changed my life." Marcus shook his head. "No," he replied. "You changed your own life. I just gave you the opportunity." As the years passed, Marcus's foundation helped hundreds of people. Some found jobs, some reunited with their families. And some, like Marcus, found hope again. One evening, Marcus sat alone in his small home. He looked at a photograph of Mr. Harrison that he kept on his desk. "Thank you," Marcus whispered, "for believing in me." He smiled softly, and then he made a quiet promise. "I will keep helping people," he said, "for as long as I live, because that is what you would have wanted." And Marcus kept that promise. He continued running the foundation. He continued helping those in need. And he never forgot the man who had given him a second chance. Years later, when Marcus was much older, he sat in one of the shelters he had built. A young woman approached him. "Excuse me," she said. "Are you Marcus?" "Yes," he replied. "I just wanted to say thank you," she said. "This place saved my life." Marcus smiled gently. "You are welcome," he said. The woman walked away, and Marcus sat there quietly. He thought about his journey, from the streets to the mansion, from hopelessness to purpose. And he realized something important. True wealth is not measured by money. It is measured by the lives you touch and the kindness you give. Mr. Harrison had taught him that. And now Marcus was passing that lesson on to others, one person at a time, one act of kindness at a time. Because in the end, that is what truly matters. My wonderful viewers, kindness can change everything. One small act can create a ripple that touches countless lives. What do you think about this story? Do you think Marcus made the right choice? Share your thoughts in the comments section. I would really love to read from you. A more interesting story will be coming in a few days, so make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you do not miss it. If you enjoyed this story, please like the video and share it with your friends. Thank you so much for watching.